What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. This Sunday, the 13th of September, 2020. We made it past another 9/11 with no incident. I don't know about you, but 9/11 to me is just, I'm not even, the only thing I want to remember on the morning of 9/11 is the FDNY, the NYPD, and the Port Authority. All of the first responders who gave their lives. You know, this country wants to go on living this lie. I don't even want to be a part of that anymore. Anyway, the first link below will take you over to the Patreon post. That's where you can find all the news. It's been a busy week of news. Let's see if we can get into this. AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine study put on hold due to suspected adverse reaction in participant in the UK. Yes, apparently somebody's having some neurological reactions. Just like we said they would. All kinds of nasty stuff coming with this vaccine. Do not take the shot. U.S. Surgeon General tells states to prepare to distribute a coronavirus vaccine by November 1. It's liftoff. Russia apparently has already launched their vaccine into public circulation. Keep an eye on that from RT News. U.S. could see very deadly December with tens of thousands of coronavirus deaths to come. Computer model predicts. Oh, CNN says we're all going to die, even though something like only 10,000 people have actually died from COVID alone. All of the other people with pre-existing conditions. You know what? If you have a pre-existing condition, you already take precautions, do you not? Anyway. Let's get back into it. Okay, coronavirus antibodies fade after only a month. Study shows. You know what that means? It means they can keep this shit going on forever, indefinitely, just like the war on terror. Medical fraud. CDC includes 5,692 intentional injuries and poisonings in their total U.S. Of course they do, because if you got hit by a bus, you died from coronavirus. Other news going on. Data shows 48 of America's 50 largest cities hit by Black Lives Matter riots. They are tearing shit up. It's not the same America it was a couple years ago. Former CIA spook warns the violence will get even worse. This from Zero Hedge. Put a link to that. No doubt. Bipartisan Washington insiders reveal plan for chaos if Trump wins re-election. Oh, it's going to be an entertaining few next months. Get your popcorn now, folks. Just saying. Joe Biden apparently can't read the teleprompter when he's doing a Q&A. He keeps telling him to move the prompter up. Funny-ass video. Take a look at that. Former JAG officer Richard Blacks warns of potential military coup. Not the first place I've been seeing talk of a military coup. Put a link to that and one more in the general bin. Be advised, organizers of White House siege predict things could get very ugly. Predict new civil war. Kind of sounds like those things as crazy as we were talking about years ago. Anyway, over to financial news. How the U.S. major stock indexes fared on Friday. On Friday, the Dow Jones gained 131 for the week. The Dow was down 467. It was still up there, though. Let's see. For the week, it closed at 27,665. So market up and down. I'll put a link to the market recap data. U.S. stock market, biggest bubble ever. Maybe popped, but the worst is yet to come, says Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff's still around, eh? Second stimulus check, who might get a payment first and how fast it might come, and yada yada. That from CNET. More free monies out in California. Pay attention, people. The fumes of stimulus. California starts sending out $900 lump sum FEMA-funded unemployment payments on Labor Day. FEMA-funded, FEMA camps, blah, blah, blah. Budget deficit hits record $3 trillion as U.S. spending 100% more than yada yada. Dude, the economic fall, I've said this, we'll just get on with the news. Over across the pond, testing could cost $100 billion. Plan to get life back to normal, 10 million tests a day. But it costs as much as the entire NHS budget, and experts warn it may not even spend it up. It's like Goodfellas. Nobody's going to pay for it anyway. They're going to bust the joint out. Down in Australia, I think this is, roadmap out of lockdown is a death for businesses. Be advised, it's happening all over the world. It's a big idea, a new world order, and you are witnessing it play out. World Bank document lists COVID-19 program ending in March of 2025. What? Put a link to that, yeah. Zero Hedge. Airlines beg for bigger bailouts despite optimistic headlines on U.S. air travel rebound. I can't put gas in my plane. Put a link to that. Trump is facing a surprising cash crunch. No problem. No, he'll use his own money and then he'll file bankruptcy. You know how it works out. FBI moves on Diane Frankenstein, orders her husband to hand over documents on her husband's stock trades, blah, blah, blah. You want me to predict what's going to happen? Nothing, because we're draining that swamp. Don't you know? We got one more in the financial bin. ACLU says decriminalization of sex work would provide greater equality to trans women of color. That just make you so horny. Over to, I never understood that. Why is prostitution illegal? Is sex work illegal? Because it's like Butter said on South Park, you know, sooner or later you're paying for that shit. Anyway, over to New World Order Police State News, and this is where I want to stop and ask you to share this video, because this is the important stuff, folks. This is the stuff we've talked about for years. As this all happening, corrupt Oregon Democratic governor extends COVID state of emergency through November 3rd, even though the rioters are still tearing shit up. Election interference. Anyone, meanwhile, up in Michigan, she's not going to soften the coronavirus response until after there's a vaccine. Why is this lady still around? What's going on up to my north? Coronavirus over in the UK. Social gathering above 6 banned in England from September 14th. Be advised, 6 or more people, and everybody get on the floor. You're under arrest. Look at this. This is important. This is important. This is important because let's go back to NLE 2009 when we were all talking about FEMA camps and FEMA coffins and Amtrak stations with barbed wire turned inward and all that. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Quebec City says it will isolate uncooperative citizens and secret corona facility. We've talked about this for years. It's happening under the guise of the right emergency. This is what we've said, people. Share that article. If you're going to share any articles, share that one. 12-year-old suspended after teacher spots toy gun during virtual class. How much more ridiculous does it get? Los Angeles County bans trick-or-treating this Halloween due to corona. You're already wearing a mask. You're wearing a mask. What's the problem? I'll put a link to that for people. They just wanted the New World Order. Just wants to crush every freedom you have. Prosecutors, what is this? Similar to, I just saw red all of a sudden. The headline was that all of the officers are turning against each other. They changed the headline. Anyway, I'll put a link to this update to the George Floyd situation. Police shoot 13-year-old with autism after mother calls for crisis intervention. She calls the cops to help. They show up. They kill her son. What else is new in America? Portland mayor bans cops from using their taser or tear gas. This is like reverse police state news. Because as Antifa is tearing up cities and burning shit down, cops are being... Do you find yourself conflicted? I have conflicts with all this. It's just like off-the-wall craziness. DHS to label white supremacists the most persistent and lethal threat in the United... Really? White supremacists? How about Black Lives Matter? How about Antifa? No, white supremacists, people. A couple more. We got U of Rhode Island to remove World War because lack of of course, let's just erase more American history. And Operation Overwatch Alert, be advised, today in Idaho. This was posted on Twitter September 9, 2020. We got heavy military movement on trains. Take it for what you will. I'll put a link to it. Simple Dan 76. Are you out there, brother? All of you other YouTubers from 10 plus years ago, where are you? The shit is going down, man. Over to World War III news. Iran on American soil within range of Iranian bombs. We've heard all this before. Be advised, an Operation Blackjack kit. DHS combats potential electromagnetic pulse EMP attack. Another old school YouTuber, Free Loving American, sent me this. He's still around. He's doing well for all of you who don't want to know. I'll put a link to that. Thanks, Free. NATO jets have changed wargame tactics now. Routinely simulate major missile strikes against Russia. Hey. That from RT, put a link to it. Russian opposition leader, you know this guy. I got a hold of Putin again on Skype. He said he's dead. No, he had an accident. No, he's alive. New footage of Sino-Indian border. I think this has something to do with China. Tensions soar. We got all kinds of war going on over there. What possible disruption is coming that requires China to start massive stockpiling of all possible commodities. Be advised, they're expecting something big. Asteroid coming in. I don't know. World War III. Blackjack. Your guess is as good as mine. Germany to test its emergency warning system. Did you see this week? They tested their warning system on September 10 at 11 a.m. I guess nothing became of this because I didn't hear anything about it, but I just want to give you that article. Judge orders testimony from Saudi officials in suit over involvement of 9/11 attack. Do you want me to make a prediction as to what's going to happen? Ask Donald Trump who did 9/11. I don't know about the rest of you, but that is a non-negotiable topic for me. No 9/11 truth has been released under the Donald Trump administration. Meanwhile, Bin Laden's daughter says Donald Trump could have to stop another 9/11 from happening. I got a second article. America, you are very edge of... Osama Bin Laden's daughter writes letter saying only President Trump is at the helm can restore prosperity. And I'll put a link to this from Daily Mail, whatever. Planned 9/11 military flyover prompts outrage. Did you see whose idea was it to fly a military jet low into Manhattan on the morning of 9? What the hell's your problem? Of course it's a bad idea. And I got one more. Trump discloses supposed existence of secret nuclear weapon system to Bob Woodward. I apologize for getting that upset that my speech becomes splurred, but to see the culmination of all of the bullshit that we've talked about, to see it all come together, it's just it's overwhelming. It makes the blood pressure go up. I start seeing red. It's terrible. I know I'm not the only one having that problem. I know I'm not the only one that also wishes that we were all really crazy. Unfortunately, we're not. Anyway, over to Earth changes in 2012 news. The website is once again down this week. Earthquakes and volcanoes. If you guys can't do a better job, I'm not going to use it in my reports anymore. I can't put a link to the earthquake data. I didn't see too much this week, though. Earthquake shakes New Jersey, reported across the state. We had that tremor on the East Coast. There was one over in London, I think shook some stuff. The big story this week, however, are the wildfires. Did you see this video? I will put a link to this video. Check this out. This is like noontime in Salem, Oregon. I'm not one for biblical prophecy, folks, but I'm not one to dismiss it either. Be advised. Tell me your thoughts on what you're looking at on the screen. That is not a color filter. We got dramatic aerial photos reveal devastation caused by 200 wildfires across California, Oregon, Washington. Leaving here, you got before and after shots. Just communities gone, endless, just hundreds of acres of just devastating. There's a lot of people that think this is being done by high energy weapons. I know Dutch Sense has been talking about directed energy weapons. It could be, or it could be Antifa. Oh, you're not supposed to say that because that's unfounded hearsay and all that. But whatever it is, regardless, a lot of people are hurting, man. And my heart goes out to everybody. On top of it, we got potentially historic wind damage that brings extreme fire danger, more heavy wind, power outages. In fact, I had a couple on the power outages. 100K in Portland. Metro lose power amid high winds. PGE preemptively cuts electricity near Mount Hood due to fire risk. Meanwhile, over in South Korea, we had the typhoon that slammed South Korea, now slamming Japan. That came out on September 7. Meanwhile, back in the United States, we got the tropical storm watch issued. We got another storm coming into the Gulf. Be advised, this posted 8 hours ago as I'm shooting this video. This is going to be for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. So my friends to the south, be advised on that. I got some other stories in the Earth changes in 2012 stuff. We got thick clouds of mosquitoes kill livestock after the hurricane. Killer mosquitoes. Wasn't there just a story a few weeks ago about GMO mosquitoes released down in the Florida Keys or something like that? I don't know. A massive 164-foot crater suddenly opens up on Siberia Arctic tundra. I don't know if this is the same one I reported last week. I think this is a new one, though. So be advised, big holes in the ground. Energy weapons, I don't know. The moon is rusting and scientists are stunned. The moon is rusting. And in asteroid news this week, amateur astronomer discovers large asteroid that flew by Earth this week. This thing was 3,280 feet. Fortunately, did not pose a danger to the Earth. But why is it an amateur astronomer? Dan, we didn't see this thing coming. Armageddon, right? Well, what movie is this? I'm not going to be ignored, Dan. Speaking of crazy people, we're over to, where are we? Strange and bizarre news. Look at this. Right off the top. Refusal to wear a face mask is linked to psychopathy. I'm a psychopath because I don't want to wear a face mask because there's nothing wrong with me, and I don't want to breathe my own carbon dioxide and lower my own body's oxygen level. That makes me psychotic. No, what's psychotic is the rest of the news I'm going to give you here. We got black Georgia man who stabbed stranger because he felt the need to kill a white person has killed his white cellmate. Did anyone not see that coming? Maybe you want to isolate that guy? Let's see. The new book teaches babies to confess their racism and spot white privilege. I'm not making this up. I wish I was. Can you imagine telling Picasso what he had to effing and doing his... Oh, yeah. To win an Oscar now, Hollywood is committing suicide just like the sporting industry. You must have XYZ in your picture for it to be nominated for this and that. Screw Hollywood. You've gotten enough of my money over the years. I'm done with you. Militant leftist attempts to kill conservative activists after memorial for Trump supporter murdered by Portland. And that's just a run-on sentence that I can't even comprehend. I'll put a link to that. More madness is what it says to me. Speaking of it, did you see Antifa set themselves on fire? This was great at the beginning of the week. Check this out. That's awesome. I bet those cops laughed their asses off. We got madness in Las Vegas. Check it out. People just, they opened a casino and then everybody, oh, I can't show you that. There's actually boobs in that one, so be advised. If you got little kids around, don't pull that up. Let's see. Retired teacher under investigation by Capitol Police after threatening to shoot GOP in the head. Talk about psychopathy. BBC execs shared posts wishing for the death of Donald Trump. Called the president a massive cunt. That's what he said. Excuse my language. I'm just quoting. I don't feel the need to censor bad words here. Teen bitten on the penis. Oh my God. Be advised. Watch what's coming up in your toilets. Always look before you... Ugh. Burger King depicts mascot and gay kiss with Ron. Of course, Burger the King and Ronald the McDonald getting it on. There it is. That's it. Lights out. I'm done. I'm out of here. What? I'll put a link to it, folks. Rise of technosexuals. 14% of men are aroused by, Amazon Alexa, feel my balls. Put a link to that. What's wrong with people? For all of the news, please check my favorite videos. Look, one or more videos has been removed because of YouTube censorship. What do we got over here? We got bystander step in to help police officer. That's actually a pretty cool video right there. Brawl breaks out. That's more on that Las Vegas brawl. Frankie MacDonald's got an update on the hurricane coming into Florida over there. I got him coming up in the shout-outs, too. Big shout-out to everybody who continues to put out content. You guys are great. Definitely check my favorites. There's all kinds of news over there that I didn't talk about here. In shout-outs this week, I got one shout-out to Frankie MacDonald. My weatherman has been my weatherman for many years. 500 Frankie MacDonald action figures sold in 1 month. I went to go buy a Frankie MacDonald action figure. They are sold out, so as soon as he gets some more in stock, I'm definitely going to pick me up one. Check out Frankie MacDonald, my weatherman. If you want weather reports and you want to be prepared and definitely a killer YouTuber, you got to subscribe. That's all I got for this week, guys. If you like the report, please give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. If you think it sucked, it's the worst of YouTube, you never want to see again, please rate, though. It helps it move around. I appreciate it. You can also follow me on BitChute, Twitter, Gab, Facebook. All those links are always at the bottom. You can support me on Patreon, or you can follow me for free over there. I will never charge for my content. But YouTube has fully demonetized this channel, so all the work I put in is what it is. If you want to support me, I appreciate it. You can support me directly with PayPal. Thank you to the people who support me every week. You guys are awesome. You keep me going. You keep my coffee maker full so that I can sit here and do the caffeine and give you the news. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for a few minutes. Tell me what you think about all the madness. What's coming up? We got the election stuff coming up. Here we are. We're in the middle of September already. We got September, October, November. It's going to be just I predicted 2020 was going to be an off-the-chain year, and it has not disappointed. So what's coming next, I don't know. But you get your popcorn, folks, and be prepared to bug out in a moment's notice if you have to. But, you know, the people who watch me, you already know that kind of stuff. I don't got to tell you all that. That's all I got. You guys take care. Stay safe. Have a good week. Remain vigilant. Be ready for anything. I will see you on the next one.